Hi, friends. It's good to be back with you after being away last week. Actually, I was not away, but I was at General Assembly, the virtual version of General Assembly. Today is the evening of Thursday, July 2nd, and I'm sitting outside on my back porch, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my experience with GA. It was supposed to be in Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island. You know, every year the General Assembly of the Unitarian Universalist Association meets in a different city, and this year it was supposed to be in Providence, Rhode Island, and I was really looking forward to attending and visiting Providence for the first time in my life. But as you know, the pandemic happened, and so General Assembly had to go completely virtual for the first time ever. And I know that many other uh, denominational associations and other organizations have had to do the same thing. But it was a really good experience, except that it is harder to pay attention when the business meetings are virtual. But I really loved how the GA choir was able to create the most beautiful and powerful music. The worship service on Sunday was particularly beautiful. And what I loved was that each person was singing from his or her own home, and yet the technology was able to bring all those voices together at one time, and you could see each face on the Zoom. It was amazing. In some ways, it was more wonderful than just watching a choir, everybody together on the same stage, because this way you could see the faces and the personalities and a little piece of the home of each person. It was really remarkable. This year's GA theme was Rooted, Inspired, and Ready. And our UUA president, Susan Frederick Gray, just kind of defined what that meant by saying that we are rooted in our core values. We are inspired by people around the world who are pushing back against the status quo. And we're ready to give all we have to put people and the planet finally and resolutely above profit. Those were her words. And it inspired me. I understand the theme, rooted, inspired, and ready. Many of you may remember my talk last year about how important it is for our fellowship to be connected to the UUA, Unitarian Universalist Association. I believe it is important to be reminded of that from time to time. And in that talk that I did, I think it was in 2018, I used I used metaphors from the TV show that many of you are fans of, as was I. The show Star Trek, the first one, you know, Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. I described the UUA as the mothership, like the Starship Enterprise. And you may remember the opening words to that TV show, and I shared them in the service a couple of years ago. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Well, I changed those words to reflect our mothership, the UUA, and so this is my version. Justice, the final frontier. These are the principles of the UUA. Its forever mission: to serve the needs of its member congregations, to welcome all with radical hospitality, to boldly affirm a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. So our fellowship is kind of like the shuttlecraft that would leave from the Star Trek Enterprise, from the Starship Enterprise. The shuttlecraft would take off and go into a strange new planet or a new black hole. I don't remember exactly, but our, UUFR is like the shuttlecraft to the UUA, the mothership. And our mission is to articulate and live out the UU principles here on the Northern Neck and Middle Peninsula. It is difficult to survive out here at this distant outpost without our connection to the mothership. But one of the things that I'm discovering during this pandemic is that it's difficult to survive without our not passengers. In Star Trek, it was all, they were all officers, but without our partners in the mission. And I feel a little bit of that right now, that we have been apart from each other for a long time, going on 4 months. And it's been wonderful to keep up with some of you through the Zoom gatherings that we have each week. But many of you are not on that, and I miss you. I want you to know, I want everyone to know, and it's in the midweek newsletter and it's also in the Chalice, that the program committee is going to try some new things in the month of July. We are, this coming Sunday, July 5th, is our grand experiment, which is the video service that's all video, a whole service. And I'm excited about it, and I hope you will click on that link when you get it in your mailbox on Sunday morning. But then the next Sunday, we are going to try for we used to have meditation on Sunday mornings from 9:30 to 10, and only those who really wanted to sit in silence came. It was a small group. But now we're going to try for the next couple of months, the second and fourth Sundays of the month, to have a service of meditation outside in the backyard of UUFR, and we will have a brief reading. We'll also have a little bit of time to talk with each other. We'll be physically distanced at 6 feet at least apart, but we'll be outside, and it'll be a safer space, and we will have quiet meditation. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being on the grounds with others. And then the third Sunday of the month, the 19th, we're going to have our first abbreviated service in person outside. And both the meditation services on the 2nd and 4th and the abbreviated regular service on the 3rd Sunday, all of them will start at 9 o'clock on Sunday because of the heat in this part of the summer. It just gets too hot to try to do a 10:30 service time. So everything will start at 9 o'clock at UUFR. We will have masks for those who don't have them. We will have availability for the bathrooms, and I think it's going to be a wonderful way to come back together for it in the best way that we can while we're still fighting this incredible pandemic. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about the UUA and the General Assembly that I attended. I could say a lot more about that, and maybe I will in future videos, but I wanted to say something about our connection to the UUA, like the mothership and the shuttlecraft. And I also wanted to tell you about the new services that are coming up in July. So with all that, have a wonderful weekend that starts tomorrow. It's a holiday weekend. Happy 4th of July, a little ahead of time. Happy Independence Day. It's truly a day to celebrate. And I look forward to being with you again by video next week and by services at UUFR the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th weeks of July. So take good care, stay safe, and namaste.